Passing through came into my life quite literally driving back on the highway from Connecticut. I was listening to NPR and a story came on the radio about a young man walking across the country hoping to find answers.
15 days out on the road, you start to see the commonalities of people everywhere. We all face hardship and defeat that change from lessons that we've learned into the stories that we share.
The story was so moving that at one point I literally pulled off the freeway because I was crying so hard I was afraid I was going to crash. The emotion of a young man at 23 wanting to know what connected all of us was so overwhelming, and I knew in that moment that it was going to be a musical and that it'd be my next project when I found that composer-lyricist, which ended up being the extremely talented Brett Rybeck. You know, we cut forward and there we are on the Goodspeed stage with this beautiful cast. So you look at them and they're every size, shape, and color of the rainbow, and they represent the beautiful diversity of America.
Between these streets, we are woven together from every land underneath the sun. And on these roads, we unravel our burdens. We are many strands, but together we are one.
I was first approached about passing through by Eric Ulloa, the book writer of the musical. And he called me one day and said that he was driving down the highway listening to a podcast on NPR. So he said, whatever you do, when you listen to it, make sure you're listening to it in someplace private. So of course I didn't listen to him, and I was walking down 9th Avenue on a beautiful sunny day in Manhattan. And I was listening to this podcast, and sure enough, I burst into tears right there on the street, on the sidewalk of 9th Avenue in Midtown. And I had to pull over to the side of the sidewalk, just as he did on the side of the road, and leaned against a trash bin on the corner of the street and tried to pull myself together. And I thought to myself at that time, my God, if Brett and Eric can capture the kind of humanity that I just experienced in this podcast, then they really have something here. And at that point, I was completely on board with this show and so excited to be a part of it.
Passing Through is definitely one of my favorite projects that I worked on 2019. And to this date, the reason for that is because it has a story that it is now more relevant than even before. And it's a story of what happens to us as humans when we just stop and listen to each other. There are so many great moments in the show that it's hard to pick just one that it's my favorite. But towards the end of the show, there's a great moment where Andrew, the lead character, symbolically is carrying the weight of all the characters that he met along his journey. And that's such a powerful moment in the show that even to this day, thinking about it, I remember going like, wow.
500 miles left to go to the end of the road. Spent a year across the great 48. Now I'm less than a week out from facing my fate. And what have I got? What have I got?
My experience of this show was truly collaborative. I was working with a team, a director, choreographer, lighting, and set designer that I had never met before, but who had all worked together previously. So I was, a little nervous and anxious coming in that I would be able to fit into the group, and it couldn't have been more fabulous and rewarding. And the actors were just incredible. They were so beautifully cast. They were all so willing to step up and work with me about what their costumes should be for the individual characters that they played and how we could make all the costumeography in the show work when costumes had to magically get from here to there so you could be that character again on the other side of the stage, that sort of thing. I just had a great time. I thought it was a perfect show for America. It was a perfect show for Goodspeed, and it was a great experience for me.
I think you're in for a real treat. This cast is just incredible. The musicians were incredible. and I hope you have a wonderful experience watching this.
This is the kind of show that you pray for, that you always wish that you have, where everything is just clicking and everyone is firing on all cylinders, and you really believe in the story, and it all just comes together in a way that rarely ever happens. And I loved it, and I loved every minute that I got to spend on it, and it makes me so happy that more people are going to get to see it now. So I hope you enjoy Passing Through, streaming now.
I wanna do it all as I go passing through.